Judgment debt arising from wrongful termination of contracts continues to cost the state several millions of cedis. Despite recommendations of a commission of inquiry instituted in 2012 to look into these matters, government continues to incur huge debts. In the following report, we assess whether any lessons have been learned at all.
The cost of judgment debts, arbitration awards and negotiated settlements to the economy is huge.
Money that are supposed to be earmarked for the roads and earmarked for other things that the state needs to be benefited, rather go into debt payments that will not get any benefits from it. That is the economic cost. Very, very enormous.
But the phenomenon has become all too common in Ghana, compelling then President John Mahama in October 2012 to appoint a sole commissioner, Justice of the Appeals Court, to inquire into some of these payments since 1992. The Commission of Inquiry was to, among others, ascertain the causes of inordinate payments from public funds and financial losses arising from arbitration awards and negotiated settlements.
Of all the evidence that came here about how CP has raped the nation, they didn't have anything to report.
For more than a year, the Commissioner heard testimonies from public officials and MMDA staff. Among them was MP for Adansia Sokwa K.T. Hammond, who was former Deputy Energy Minister under whose watch a drill ship belonging to the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation (GNPC) was sold.
My name has been dragged in the mud. K.T. Hammond, my family, they don't even believe me. My mother is dying because of this. Well, you stolen government's money, 3.5. Oh. What do I do government 3.5 for?
Oh. My lord, then you should have told your mother you are a politician.
My lord, they can't take this.
A government white paper directed the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, to investigate K.T. Hammond on the disbursement of some $900,000 from the sale of a drill ship. And now the widely publicized one, the Woyome Gate. The businessman in 2010 was paid some 51 million cedis after he claimed that he helped Ghana raise funds to construct stadia for purposes of hosting the 2008 Africa Cup of Nations. But the Supreme Court in 2014 ordered him to pay back the amount after former Attorney General Martin Amidu challenged the legality of a judgment debt paid the businessman Waterville and Isofoton. The Justice Appellate Commission submitted a report to government on the findings. Government accepted the following recommendations with modifications. Parliament should pass a political campaign funding bill to prevent the situation in which the funding of political activities and election campaigns have become a major source of corruption in public office. Government was of the opinion that there are enough sanctions in the existing Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663. A legal regime should be developed to ensure continuity of contracts that transcend outgoing and incoming governments. The Commission recommended some sanctions to include holding heads of departments and other government officials accountable for their actions and inactions that lead to payment of judgment debts. In 2018, the under-fire businessman Alfred Woyome began making payments to the state, 4.6 million at the time. Even though he denies any wrongdoing, Alfred Woyome says he is prepared to pay back the monies to the state.
I have shown willingness to pay. I proposed in it that I want to pay this quarterly. And I filed the payment plan before the Supreme Court. That this is how I want to pay it. Because I've not worked, government has closed all my businesses illegally against a court order. Bank of Ghana had blacklisted me. Godfrey Odami and the AG went to the Supreme Court and said, we are not agreeing on he paying by any installment.
He challenges the state to go after all those who benefited from the monies paid his businesses in judgment debts.
The government of Ghana is in a better position to tell you how much money has gone to who and who. But they have EOCO. Mm-hmm. They took all the accounts. They know where this went to, where are they coming to come and tell people, hey, you should bring the money. They should come out and tell the people.
6 years since government issued the white paper on the Commission's report, what has changed? Edem Senanu of a citizens' movement against corruption is disappointed. Not much has been done to prevent recurrent judgment debts.
Ministers who hold portfolios should be made to sign something that says that, look, if you cancel any contracts without ensuring that there are clear, justifiable reasons, we will hold you accountable for every loss, every single person lost, so that you pay back to the country's coffers. That would have been something that would make it's a very high risk situation for people to think that we can just abrogate contracts.
Simply, I'm looking for somewhere in these recommendations that would say a punitive measure of about 10 years and above if you cause the state these levels of amount, on which maybe your assets will be frozen, or even when you come out from the prison, you will not enjoy any state facility and all those. I think it will scare people.
The state says it is pursuing some of the cases, specifically the Woyome matter, to ensure the funds are recovered.
As was indicated in the graphic of 2nd December, there will be auction sales of the assets of Woyome on 20th December, 28th December, as well as 31st December. And the state actually continues to pursue a search for further assets owned by the man in order to ensure that every city paid to the gentleman in question is realized.
But Alfred Woyome alleges what he calls some inside trading in the auction and sale of his assets.
I have ensured that what they should do it according to law. And in it, we now saw that there was inside trading. People among them want the properties for themselves.
Really?
That is the case I have taken to the Human Rights Court under Article 33.
The experts have some suggestions.
Justice Apao report should have fed into some policy reform which would have compelled duty bearers and responsible parties in government to take actions differently from how we have done them in the past. And I think that's a gap I see. That if Parliament had come up with some new legislation that says that law for causing financial loss to the state includes ministers of state who so and so and so. So maybe amend the existing law or come up with a new law. That makes the stakes very high, makes it punitive, makes the sanctions clear enough such that nobody would then rush into saying we are abrogating contracts. And we need to have a system where whenever we have white papers, any arm of government coming up with key recommendations that the state should consider, there should be a system in place to make sure that these move into policy reform.